accountability systems for career-focused men. Give me just a few seconds and I will change the way that you think about fitness as a whole for life. Because obviously you've got a lot going on in life. You're ambitious, you're not settling for average in any area, you're focused on your career, you've got a relationship, maybe a family. Obviously it's going to be a nightmare for you to stick to your fitness routine. So one of the things I hear most is, well, Kev, I know kind of what I need to do, but I just can't get it done. I don't have the discipline. I need someone to hold me accountable. And if that was the case, you probably would have this stuff on lock already. Most of my clients, you might already resonate with this, have already tried personal trainers, online coaches, people to hold them accountable. It's not a solution. And the reason that we know that is because you haven't managed to keep the weight off. That's why you're watching this video today. Because accountability is very good for when you are doing it, but it's not a solution. You show up to your personal trainer sessions because it's blocked in your diary, you have to attend. You stick to the meal plan, you manage to grit your way through the suffering of this 8-week shred that you signed up to because there's £1,000 cash prize for the winner. Yeah, you're being held accountable to the goal. Yeah, you're doing it because you need to check in and make sure that everything's going all right so that you're on track to win that £1,000 hopefully. But what do you do when there isn't £1,000 up for grabs? What do you do when life happens? This is why most guys are always going back to square one, going in circles for years and years no matter what they try, be it the fads and the pills, be it the coaches and the personal trainers. No one's ever provided you with a real solution. The truth is that accountability is about as useful as motivation, discipline. They are all temporary solutions because when shit gets hard, you need more than accountability. What I believe in instead are systems, real solutions. And the truth is, this is the truth. This is what you need to do instead. You need to understand that your expectations of what systems look like are skewed. It's nowhere near as rigorous, as rigid, as time consuming as you think. That's why you think that accountability is the missing link, because you think that you need to get all this stuff done, that the only way you could do that is if someone is babysitting you, if someone is checking up on you, if someone's checking that things are getting done, if you've got some skin in the game, and if you've paid someone, you're bound to do it. But what if, hear me out, what if instead of being babysat to be able to achieve this, what if what you needed to do was so unbelievably simple? What if instead of just being told what to do, getting a plan, getting a calorie target, getting a meal plan, what if you were empowered with the education to know what you need to do in any circumstance, to actually understand how to manage fitness for life, no matter what's thrown at you? I think that, well, I don't think, from all the transformations sat right behind me, I know for a fact that that is what creates a real solution. So what you need is, number one, some key frameworks and levers. You don't need hours and hours in the gym. I know that I'm almost bad for this. I kind of struggle with this because I do love digging into the nerdy stuff, but the key thing is that I don't overcomplicate fitness. I use the science, I use the mechanics to figure out like, right, what exercises are going to give me the most bang for my buck? What few things do I need to do in the gym to make sure that I get the outcome that I want, that's going to stimulate muscle growth, that's going to allow me to recover? That is what my science-based systems are all about. It's about doing not loads of things. It's about using the science to pinpoint the stuff that really moves the needle and focusing on doing those few things. So when it comes to nutrition, understanding what real effective nutrition looks like, having some simple frameworks for meals so that you don't have to faff around with MyFitnessPal and macros. Of course you need accountability for that. Who wants to spend time tracking their food? What if you knew how to manage your nutrition? What if you knew what a good balanced meal really looked like? And if you were on a business trip, how to handle your nutrition? If you just had a plan that was suited around your needs, that was time efficient in the gym, that was simple, quick, and effective for nutrition, that didn't starve you, that didn't rely on you having to push yourself through it, being held accountable through those low calories, but instead real nutrition that fuels you, real nutrition that manages your blood sugars better, so you don't have that afternoon dip in energy, so you don't have all those cravings for sugar that you need the accountability to stay consistent with. What if the systems are actually just suited around your needs? What if they were so simple and easy that you could just get them done anytime, anywhere, with any level of motivation? Super low barrier and suited to you. Education that builds you up to understand how nutrition works, to understand how training will differ from phase to phase, to understand how to relax when you've lost the body fat, how the approach can change, and how to actually maintain the result with that more relaxed approach. That's how my clients do it. That's how, even after they've worked with me years down the line, the vast majority of them maintain the result and keep progressing even further. Any coach can get you a result, but my job is to teach my guys how to manage fitness so that I'm the last coach that they need. If that sounds like the type of thing that would get you taking steps forward, if this has given you a bit of a light bulb moment, please feel free to check the link below. It'll take you to my website. You can see some of my work, client testimonials and results, a little bit more info on exactly what I believe and how we do things. And if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, then I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to apply for coaching on there, or just drop me a DM on Instagram with the word ready. We can have a chat to see if you'd be the right kind of fit for us. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll chat to you in the next one. Thank you.